Hey YouTube, my name is Eric, and this is the first episode of what is going to be the build of our new Overland camper. A little bit of backstory. Been overlanding with my wife for probably about almost 10 years in an FJ with a rooftop tent, and while that's pretty perfect for real overlanding, there's not every scenario that it works great for. And over the last few years, we've really been kind of wanting something that's maybe a little more traditional camper, where we can set up a base camp, leave that, and then go out and explore either on bikes or in the FJ itself. And when you've got a rooftop tent and fully loaded, that doesn't really work that great. Yeah, so in the last couple of years, really been looking hard, and the absolutely insane price that campers are going for, and the quality level is really kind of just, there's no stinking way that I would ever pay that. So I've been looking for quite a while. The old fiberglass shell campers have really kind of, I feel like a lot of the aspects that makes them popular for smaller vehicles, especially their size and weight, is really what you'd want in overlanding, especially when you don't have a mega tow vehicle like the FJ. So I've been looking for a while, and like I said, these things are silly expensive. It took quite a while to find one that's suitably neglected enough to actually be a candidate for a good teardown and, well, basically ruining a perfectly good Scamp. So this is a 1988 13 foot. It's been neglected. I've spent a couple of weeks now just trying to get the gel coat restored a little bit before winter, because I didn't want to do that in the garage in winter. But there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done. Just about every single rivet has failed. Most of the interior has kind of been removed of the original parts. Got some sagging headliner. These are all pretty common sort of issues for Scamps. But I want to do a full solar build. Pretty much get rid of all the propane, go to just diesel. But the real exciting thing that I think is going to be unique for a Scamp anyway is put it on 33s. Reason for this is, well, as an overlander, it's ideal to have your tires all match in your tow vehicle and your trailer, because then you have extra spares. So that's kind of number one. And number two is, in a trailer, there's really not a lot of, well, I should say there's suspension, but articulation really doesn't happen. It happens at the hitch. So really all you need is shock absorption for crummy roads, washboards, and all that. And you get some of that from the suspension and springs itself. But what I found in overlanding is you get way more from low tire pressures. And you can't really run low tire pressures if you don't have lots of volume. So that's the two primary reasons that I want to go with a full-size off-road tire on the Scamp. Obviously you gain more ground clearance, but really it's all about making sure the contents of the camper make it without being absolutely shaken to death. So lots of stuff coming up. The first thing I have to do is basically gut the camper completely, because there's a couple of spots that have rotted in the floor, and I'm gonna have to do some frame reinforcements to accommodate these big tires. I'm gonna have to change the suspension up. The original torsion bar on this is pretty well bagged out. It really doesn't have any travel left anymore, so I'm looking at an axle replacement anyway. Yeah, so first job is to start gutting it, and then from there I'm gonna reinforce the frame and get the suspension set up, and then we'll put the floor back in, and then we get to start on all the other fun stuff. So stay tuned for what's going to be interesting at the very least. Now that I've got the kitchen cabinet out, you can see the nasty sections of floor. There's another one on the other side by the other wheel well, and I think a couple in the back corner, and we'll see what I find underneath the front corners. Okay, so I've gotten most of the furniture out. So I think most of this floor is original, although you can see there's one patch that's been done there. This side steel here got a good amount of rust on it. Been a good amount of water infiltration in the front left. You can see just by how corroded this copper line is. There's the smushy spot. You can see here there's been a lot of water intrusion in the very back. Back corner there is smushy, and then behind the closet down inside by the wheel well is also pretty smushy. I haven't taken the closet out yet. But one thing that we're talking about, my wife and I did a trip to Iceland a few years ago and rented a 4x4 camper and had a lot of fun with that. But one of the things that we really learned almost immediately is how much we didn't like having to set up and take down a bed. So our plan is to do a full conversion in the back to a bed, a permanent bed, and then a lot of underbed storage, sorry. And then the front, we plan on taking this and turning that into a 2-seat little dinette, so we still have a place to sit and have meals in the shelter, but that'll also still be convertible to a bed, because we do want the ability to have another bed in here, for the dog, or if we don't want to share the same bed. And then the other unfortunate thing from the previous owner, or one of the previous owners, is this giant hole in the side where they put a air conditioner. Not 100% sure what I'm going to do with that yet. That might end up being like a little slide out kitchen sort of thing. Storage cubby to the outside. I'm not afraid of repairing fiberglass, but there's no way that I'll match the original gel coat. So if I can try to find another solution for that hole, or a use for that hole, that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, so this was episode 1 of the tear down. Luckily most of the stuff had been undone already and kind of stripped out for me. So it didn't take me very long. But I think episode 2, or the next episode, will be starting to actually tear out this floor so I can get at the frame, pull out the rest of the wiring and destroyed copper lines and stuff for the propane, and just kind of keep working towards the blank slate. Obviously going to do some cleaning in here too. This is gross. All right, thanks for watching.